Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of the Deluxe Gosei Great and Legendary Zord Armored Rangers, or Zord Armor Rangers, excuse me, there's no ED. So these are toys that are not going to appear in the show, they're just sort of little mech suits that are in addition to the line that are compatible with Zord Builder. I wasn't sure if I was going to pick them up, but I found they bit the bullet, and you know what, I think they're kind of unique. We'll go ahead and we'll just get right into it. I'm not going to go over the box, there's nothing special on the back, it just shows how Zord Builder works with these a little bit. I just kind of left them as a background. So we got two of them obviously. First we have the Gosei Great one, which is obviously based on the Megaforce suits. You get a just standard sort of small 4-ish inch Megaforce Red Ranger figure that's terribly painted. It's pretty much like the terrible bike figures, but it stands up straight. And it's really terrible. You can see you just have the visor painted, a little bit of the symbol, and everything else is just completely red plastic. The only articulation here is his arms can move around, and his legs can move back and forth slightly. His head does not move, and his waist does not move. So, pretty terrible figure. Honestly, if they're going to include figures with these, I've said this time and time again, they really need to make better ones. Like, honestly, I'm a pretty big defender of Bandai of America. I think they get too much heat for things they shouldn't. But in terms of this, they really need to make better figures. To be honest, I really didn't need a figure for this, since I would mainly use it for Zord Builder or whatnot. But if they're going to, you need a better one. So these are just sort of little robots that can ride in it, which I'll show in a second. This one's kind of based off of, you know, the Megaforce stuff. There goes Super Megaforce Red. You kind of got a helmet here that is sort of reminiscent of Megaforce Red's helmet with the dragon there, except it's blue, and so you sort of have that helmet style going on for it, which actually looks pretty neat. And then if you look down here, you can actually see there's a bit of almost dragon-like design, also similar to the Megaforce design. So it's pretty much, you know, influenced by the Megaforce design, but with stuff like the Super Megaforce symbol, which is up here on him. I was trying to say on his head, I ended up saying on hism or something like that. So on his head, and then down here on his crotch, he's also got a Super Megaforce symbol. So yeah, honestly, I think it's pretty neat looking. These things kind of remind me of the Transec armor from Operation Overdrive. But yeah, it looks pretty decent. I kind of dig it. It's just this little robot, and it's kind of like the Megaforce design. And he's got two different arms. He's got this sort of saw here on the one arm, right here like this, and then he's got the key on the other, which can actually be used, which is actually a little bit backwards right now, but can actually be used for the Legendary Morpher, which we'll show in a minute. But first off, I'm just going to show one of the main things that they advertise is that the figure can go in there. So you just fold back his head, fold back the armor, and you can place the figure in there so he can ride in it. It's kind of reminding me of the Suica arms from, I almost said Forze, from Gaim right now. So you can do that if you so desire. If I can get him to stay in there. There we go. So you can do that. And on the back of the box it kind of shows it open, so maybe you can display it like he's sort of riding this mech suit like this. I don't know. But I find it to be kind of unnecessary. I guess they think including a figure might entice people to buy it more if you're not into it. But honestly, for what I enjoy about it, I really didn't need it. But so yeah, like I said, these are all Zord Builder compatible, so they have all these Zord Builder ports all over the arms and on the back here and whatnot. And so you can remove this, so it can work in the Legendary Morpher actually, because you can see there's actually a key there. So let's go ahead and test that out. I actually have to turn this on. Alright, so let's go ahead. So it says Megaforce, and then if you do the second turn, just Megaforce again. So yeah, it's not really a huge surprise noise, and neither will the other one, but it's still neat. I really love the fact that they have tried to incorporate the key gimmick into all of their things. I mean, not just having, hey, this is a Ranger key, put it in the Morpher, it makes a noise. They've incorporated it into a lot of their toys. You know, you got the cycles, you have these that actually have keys, you got the, even the auxiliary zords have some sort of key gimmick, and I think that's smart. It's a really great way of integrating what you have. So now we'll go over this guy, and then we'll just show a bit of its Zord Builder compatibility. So this guy obviously comes with a Super Megaforce Red figure, pretty much the same bad details as the regular version, just the black visor and the gold paint, the little logo here, same articulation going on. And you know, I know kids don't care about details as much, but it's just so embarrassing looking. Like, I guess I was a different kid, because I did sort of care about some of these things when I was younger. I guess it was just like the prototype of me now. But, yeah, I just really think they need to take more pride in their vehicle-type figures. That's really my main complaint against Mad Eye of America this year, compared to other people's. Alright, so then we've got this one here, the Legendary Zord armor, which is sort of, you know, it's based on the pirate-ish theme of it, sort of based on the Legendary Megazord. It's got this really cool pirate-like helmet, which actually looks pretty cool. This almost looks like a beard here. And it reminds me of LBX Gunther's Elfer for some reason. He's got the gold symbol there, he's got the logo in gold there instead of silver. He's kind of got the chest like the Megazord. So yeah, while Gosei Greats is obviously based on Megaforce, this one is Super Megaforce, and much more of a pirate theme. And it looks pretty cool. Like I said, I actually really dig these. I think they look pretty neat on their own. They're just pretty cool looking things. Pretty much the same thing. He's got Zord builder ports on his arms, and then the whole back body here's a Zord builder port. And then if you didn't know, I just didn't mention it, but the only really articulation from these is that they can move their arms here, and they do bend a bit here. But that's really about it. These aren't things, and you can like move his legs if you want, I guess. But you're not really going to be wanting to pose these guys, really. You can also obviously not break that out. There we go. Put your Megaforce figure in here. Super Megaforce figure, I'm sorry. They're both Torvulous, so it doesn't matter. If he wants to stick in there, jeez. Oh, his arm's stopping him. He doesn't want to go in. I don't want to go. So yeah, he can ride in there and take the helmet off, which is actually important. That's supposed to happen. So yeah, there's that. And it kind of went off funny, so it looked like he was actually doing a head-articulated pose, which is kind of neat. So anyway, before we do some Zord Builder stuff, we'll go ahead and show that this can also work in the Legend Morpher. So let's go ahead and do that. I bet this is like, you never thought you'd be putting an arm in the Legend Morpher. So it does Super Megaforce Red, and Summon Skyship. So pretty much the same sounds as the regular Megaforce Red key. Like I said, nothing too spectacular. It would have been neat to maybe get some unique sounds to this, but still, nonetheless, it's really neat that they actually decided to include that. So I'm just going to set these guys aside real quick, and we're going to bring in the Legendary Megazord. I'm not going to go over a ton of combinations because you get the general idea, but this can obviously be mixed and matched in various ways. One of the ways is that you can actually use these guys' helmets on top, so you can switch there. So now we have his helmet here. You can do stuff like switching out the arms, so you can give him the arms of this, like that, you know, and then you can do the same with the legs, give him tiny legs if you want. So you can do that. You can also just take, I'm going to leave the Ranger figure in, you can just take their bodies and do this, and I'll go ahead and take his off as well. There we go. And you can have like these double cannons. I kind of liked to put them on the bottom here and give him like super legs. Oops, and then he just falls over. So there's Zord Builder ports all over, and it really is a fun gimmick. It's not like you can do show accurate combos, but you can do some really fun combos, and it's really fun for kids and for people like me and that like to mess around with combinations. So imagine he has arms. He overcompensated for not having arms. But so you can do that. You can just do a bunch of different things, honestly. These keep popping off whenever I do this. It's really annoying. So yeah, you can do that. I'll show a couple other quick things here. So let me get these back right normal. And you know what you can also do real quick, let me show. There we go. That was a bit tight squeeze. You can use this port here. There's ports here, so like the sword's kind of in the way. But you can use this port and like attach this here. So you can have like an extra arm like this. Maybe an extra weapon. You can do all kinds of neat stuff with this. The point of that. And then you can obviously also switch out his helmet for the legendary one. So take that and place it there like that. So that's cool. So you can, you know, have a different version of the Legendary Megazord, or, you know, switch out the Legendary Megazord's arms. Now, one other thing that's cool is this actually has a bit of a feature with it that's sort of show accurate in a way. You can obviously also use the keys here on this back port. So just to open that if you want. So the feature about that is you can take the armor from the Legendary Megazord, or the arm, not the armor, and put it in there, and he gets his cannon. I know this looks kind of wrong. It's not exactly show accurate to the one they have in the show, because there's an attack in the show where they have a cannon that pops out. But that's something that happens in the main Megazord, and they didn't include it in this version. So if you wanted to really display that, it does allow you to have that. I mean, it's not 100% screen accurate, but it's still a neat thing that they did. So that's pretty cool. It would have been cool if they would have included somehow, I don't know, a way to include these pegs here so you could have a saw coming out of his chest. That could have been kind of neat. But still, that's just a neat little feature that they included with that. But yeah, you can make all kinds of combinations depending on what you want. Switch out the helmet, switch out the arms. You could give these guys the Legendary Megazord arms. Pretty much all your standard Zord builder stuff. I'm not going to sit here and go over every possible idea because that's up to you, and honestly I don't want to keep you here with me just playing with Zord builder for 15 minutes. But so, yeah, I actually really dig these. I really didn't expect to like them that much. I thought they looked kind of neat on the shelf. But I was always kind of, you know, indecisive about whether or not to pick them up, and I just kind of bit the bullet, and I actually really like these quite a bit more than I thought I would. I really dig their designs. I think they look really neat. They add quite a bit of playability with Zord Builder, so if you're into that, it gives you a lot more options for that. I love the fact that they include the key gimmick into other things, so you can use it in the Morpher on the back of the Megazord. Sure, like I said, it's not a major deal, like a no new sound or no new features, but still, it's a nice integration of the product, so that's really nice. I think they did a good job of that, and they're just overall really fun toys. So if you're a kid or if you want Zord Builder stuff to play with, I can definitely recommend them. I actually really like them a lot more than I thought I would. They're pretty neat. I kind of dig them. Yeah, very cool. So I think that's about it. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangersrambles.com. Until next time, it's Awesome Writer, signing out.